This plane is produced in various European factories, with each contributing a significant part of the Atlas. This Airbus Atlas A400M is a military transport aircraft that covers the size gap between the size of the C-130 Super Hercules and the C-17 Globemaster. This is a tactical airlifter with strategic potential. All of these parts of the Airbus Atlas being put together is referred to as the general assembly of the aircraft. The ramp door of the aircraft is built from Stranog aluminum and tested for a perfect fit. It will be open for decades to come and must work flawlessly. The A400M has a removable refueling probe mounted above the cockpit, allowing it to receive fuel from drogue-equipped tankers. Current strategic aircraft are good outsize load airlifters, but are costly and have limited tactical capability as they cannot operate from soft fields. It can carry heavier loads than the C-130 and can use rough landing strips. In addition to its transport capabilities, the A400M can perform aerial refueling and medical evacuation when fitted with appropriate equipment. The A400M combines the capability to carry strategic loads with the ability to deliver even into tactical locations with small and unprepared airstrips, and can act as a frontline tanker. One aircraft that can do the work of three, the A400M. Inside the factory, cranes are always used to transport heavy parts. For example, fuselage construction of the Airbus A380 occurs in Bremen, Germany, and partly in Spain. Airframe is constructed from aluminium alloy, as are the rudder structural frame. Titanium alloy is used around windscreen, wing fuselage joints, and landing gear components, as well as tailplane central joint. Over a third of structure is made from composite materials, including tailplane outer boxes, wing box, trailing edge shroud, and most of the rudder. Wing skins, stringers, spars, and moving surfaces are made from carbon fiber composites, landing gear doors and fairings from glass fiber or carbon fiber. Two pilots and additional crew member in a full glass cockpit face two mission computers, two wide-angled head-up displays, and 8 color head-down displays with side stick controllers each, centrally positioned throttle control and fly-by-wire control systems with side stick controllers. The A400M Maintenance Center is being built right next to the air base of Air Transport Squadron 62 in Wunstorf in Germany. Airbus will create 300 new jobs at the A400M Maintenance Center in Wunstorf, searching mainly for aeronautical engineering personnel. Thanks to its combined strategic and tactical capabilities, the A400M has proven better range, speed, altitude, payload, and tactical performance than previous generation tactical airlifters, enabling the delivery of game-changing capabilities to the point of need, such as next to a natural disaster or a theater of operations where strategic airlifters cannot operate. The center wing box of the A400M is the primary load-carrying structure on the aircraft. In this part of the factory, surface protection is applied to the exterior of the Airbus Atlas, and this is also the sealing process. Precision is required for a quality finish and effective sealing. The surface protection seals the interior of the aircraft from the outside environment, thus preventing corrosion. The whole process of painting an aircraft takes several days, and the price always depends on the customer's requirements. Delivery heavy payloads is up to 37 tons. Airbus Military Division employs around 3,000 people. This aircraft is used by the militaries of Chile, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, South Africa, and also South Korea. The aircraft has also demonstrated its worth in supporting humanitarian and disaster relief operations as well as VIP transport. Around 3,000 employees are needed to build one Lockheed Hercules aircraft. Today we take a look inside the American Lockheed Martin factory, located in Marietta, Georgia. This is the factory where the Lockheed Martin C-130J Super Hercules is assembled. It is a 4-engine turboprop military transport aircraft. As you may notice, employees in American factories usually have no mandatory dress code, so they go to work in whatever clothes they want. Hydraulic, electrical and other essential systems are installed and tested throughout the empty shell of the aircraft. The C-130J is the newest version of the C-130 Hercules and the only model currently in production. This factory is officially called United States Air Force Plant 6 and has been in operation since 1942. In the main assembly hall, employees assemble the individual elements of the aircraft. These parts are usually transported to this main hall from smaller sub-factories. The C-130J is a comprehensive update of the Lockheed C-130 Hercules, with new engines, flight deck, and other systems. High-performance CNC milling machines are used for the precision manufacture of intricate aircraft control parts. The first steps in the production of this turboprop aircraft lead to the milling and manufacturing of the smallest parts. The latest version is called LM-100J. A total of 115 of these aircraft are in service worldwide. A civilian variant of the Hercules aircraft is also being assembled here. It is called the Lockheed L-100 Hercules. These aircraft are powered by Rolls-Royce AE2100 engines. These are turboprop powerful engines. As you can see, the assembly starts with the preparation of the wing, then the engine is attached with a crane and the propeller is installed last. This engine has a power of 3,500 kilowatts. The complete assembly of all 4 engines, including the blades, takes approximately 1 to 2 days and involves around 20 employees. All the necessary parts are of course supplied by other employees from this factory. The engine uses 6-bladed, all-composite blade. The wings for this aircraft are the only major components that are also manufactured at Lockheed Martin's Marietta plant. Output quality control is the most thorough that exists in the aviation industry. Many times the entire aircraft is inspected during the manufacturing process. Here it assembles parts that come from other Lockheed Martin plants in Meridian, Mississippi and West Virginia. On this assembly line, multiple Lockheed Martin Hercules can be worked on simultaneously at each assembly point on the line. Hercules aircraft is then transported within the factory complex to a special hall where the entire aircraft is painted. The almost finished aircraft is now taken out of the factory using small trolleys called towing cars. You are now looking at a civilian version which is called LM100J. But now I'm going to show you the whole process of painting the military version of the Lockheed Martin Super Hercules that will be delivered to the UK. All parts of the aircraft that need to be protected from paint are insulated with plastic wrap. This process takes many hours. Now a protective top layer of the paint is applied to the aircraft. This is a Hercules for the Royal Air Force painted in the colours of the 50th anniversary in service for the RAF. The Lockheed Martin C-130J Super Hercules is one of the most purchased military transport aircraft in the world. This Royal Air Force C-130J Super Hercules received a special paint livery to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the delivery of the RAF's first C-130 Hercules. Take a look at how this design was applied during a couple of days. These employees have a difficult job in that usually each aircraft goes to a different customer and the whole fuselage needs to be painted in a different way. Of course, all of this is preceded by planning on the computer and creating a design that must be approved by the future owner. The aircraft will now be taken out of the factory again and will undergo test flights and trials, culminating in a competency certification. Each aircraft is flight tested and certified by a verified quality control organization before delivery to the customer. Test pilots first test the software and controls on the flight simulator. This profession is very well paid and pilots can only apply for this position after many decades of piloting when they have the appropriate experience. As you can see, it is not an easy job. Now an experienced crew will conduct a test flight where they will evaluate all the data and capabilities of the aircraft in flight. With the LM100J Hercules, Lockheed Martin has enabled civil airlines to own one of the world's best transport aircraft. In an aerial delivery role, the Lockheed Martin LM100J can airdrop loads of up to 48,000 pounds, which is 21,772 kilograms. Or use its high flotation landing gear to land and deliver cargo on rough, dirt strips. Through select design changes, the LM100J performs as a civil multipurpose air freighter capable of rapid and efficient transport of cargo. The LM100J is an efficient and ideal airlift solution when delivering bulk and oversized cargo, particularly to austere locations worldwide. The maximum range is around 4,500 kilometers. The maximum speed is around 660 km per hour, which is 355 miles per hour. Capable of using unprepared runways for takeoffs and landings, the C-130 was originally designed as a troop, medevac, and cargo transport aircraft. The versatile airframe has found uses in other roles, including as a gunship, for airborne assault, search and rescue, scientific research support, weather reconnaissance, aerial refueling, maritime patrol, and aerial firefighting. It is now the main tactical airlifter for many military forces worldwide.